Nothing quite like that. I mean, babies are cute too. You must have them. Which I must. I mean, I did must. Now, what's the past tense of must? Must it? Must have had it? I'm not from this country, sorry. Anyway, I'm trying. I just teach English. Okay, all right. Our next storyteller is David Stickle.
Give it up for everybody you've heard before me tonight. All right, so the story I'm going to tell you is of the second most traumatic day in my life. The first being the day my grandmother told the family that she discovered Joe Rogan. But the second most traumatic day in my life, and listen, this is a sad story, but like it's supposed to be lighthearted, so it's okay to laugh. So please laugh, please laugh. But also, don't like come up to me after the show and be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." Don't do that, all right? Also, please don't, like, after the show, go like, "That was the worst day of your life." What are you, a fucking bitch? Don't do that. No, I don't want to hear about the time you were passed around the Wiggles tour bus like a hot potato, hot potato. All right, that's not appropriate. Some people got that, and that's important. So, when I was young, my parents separated for a short period of time, okay? And in that short period of time, I discovered that my dad had a very specific kind of fetish. My parents were separated for 2 years, and my dad dated 2 women separately. Both were named Tammy. Both were Red Hook school bus drivers. Now, I don't know how much you know about the village of Red Hook, but that was all the Tammys. And coincidentally, I think that was all the bus drivers. But this is the story of Tammy 1, okay? Tammy Kid, and that's an important detail, so please remember that. I'm 8 years old at the time, and the only thing I care about is like the WWF, right? That's the big thing, like, you know, the Attitude Era. It was awesome. So that's all I care about. My dad is single, and he's dating Tammy 1, and he has her over, and they're in his bedroom, or as I like to call it, the bus stop. And he's got Tammy 1 in the bedroom, and then my mom had me and my 3 siblings. We were out to dinner. And she brought us home, and she's upset. She did not know my dad had started dating, so she's upset. And my sister, who is like the great defender of the family, she gets mad, okay? So this turns into some Jerry Springer shit, like, real quick, okay? So cut to, she is pounding on the bus stop door, just like hard, okay? And I'm standing behind my sister. My mom is holding with her arm around my chest like this. And like, I'm crying because I'm missing Monday Night Raw. This happens on a Monday, which is crazy. And my siblings, Iggy and Lynn, they're crying on top of the stairs, which might be the biggest reveal of this whole thing, because you definitely thought this was happening in a mobile home. This is gonna happen in a 2-story house, guys. Based off the names, I get it, but no. So they're crying on the top of the stairs. I'm missing Monday Night Raw. My sister's yelling. So Tammy yells from behind the door. She goes, "Iggy and Lynn," to on top of the stairs. She goes, "You're good kids. David and Jessica, you are spoiled brats." I'm 8 years old. Jessica looks at the door and she goes, "Don't say that to David. He is a child. How dare you?" Tammy responds from behind the door. She goes, "David will never amount to anything." I am 8 years old, and that is my headline, guys. Jessica looks back at me, then looks back to the door. She Spartan kicks it wide open, right? drops her hand like a shogun's blade, and with an open palm, clocks this woman unconscious in one hit. Yeah. She went from ancient Greece to ancient Japan to modern day Alabama in moments. Hell of a finishing move. So Tammy's unconscious. My dad erupts. Situation is over. Tammy wakes up, calls the police. My sister, who was 18 at the time, gets arrested, and it makes the paper. Now, a lot has happened since then. Okay? My parents got back together. My sister became a mother. John Cena. Yeah. So, I think about that day a lot. Like, my headline, David will never amount to anything. And it stuck with me a lot. And I never really did amount to anything. I just, was the first man in my family to graduate high school, the first person in my family to go to college, the first person to graduate college, youngest in the family, by the way. Deadlifted 600 pounds, squatted 600 pounds, did it again after a torn bicep, and then in a farmer's family, pursued a career in the arts, which seems fucking nuts. And then my sister, who is the real protagonist of this story, she became a single mother. One day, she would lock her keys in her car, and then a police officer would come and get the car open, and they would flirt a little bit, exchange information, and they would start dating. And then that man would become the best part of my niece's life growing up. He looked at her headline, Stickle beats kid, which was Tammy's last name. I asked you to remember that, guys. Come on. It would have been a better punch. And thank God he read past that, because everything worked out the way that it did. And as far as my headline, David will never amount to anything. Fake fucking news. Thank you.